The following instructional video describes the harvest of the ulnar fasciocutaneous free flap.
The arm is prepped and draped in a circumferential manner with the tourniquet placed on the upper arm above the elbow. Harvest is begun by Dopplering out the course of the ulnar artery. The desired flap is then marked centered over the ulnar artery with a planned curvilinear incision extending to the antebrachial fossa. A split-thickness skin graft is harvested from the ulnar donor site. An S-mark bandage is used to exsanguinate the forearm, and the tourniquet is inflated to 250 millimeters of mercury. The skin incision is then made. Elevation of the skin paddle is started at the distal, radial aspect of the flap. It is elevated subfascially from the underlying belly of the flexor digitorum superficialis. The perforators are then identified. Separating the flexor digitorum superficialis from the flexor carpi ulnaris then reveals the vascular pedicle, with the ulnar artery in its fascial septum. Adjacent to this is the ulnar nerve. After the radial aspect of the flap is raised, the vascular pedicle is followed proximally. The perforators to the flexor digitorum superficialis and palmaris longus are divided. Similar to the radial forearm free flap, the palmaris longus tendon can be incorporated into the ulnar flap if desired. Dissection then continues, freeing the pedicle from the flexor digitorum profundus. Attention is then turned towards raising the ulnar aspect of the flap from the flexor carpi ulnaris, always being mindful of the vascular pedicle. If a sensate flap is desired, the medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm, which provides sensation to the donor skin, is harvested in continuity with the flap. On the ulnar aspect of the vascular pedicle lies the ulnar nerve. The two are intimately associated and must be carefully dissected free. The septum, with the perforator supplying the skin to the ulnar flap, however, is quite thin. Great care, therefore, must be taken during any retraction on the pedicle. The vascular pedicle is followed proximally, dissecting it from the ulnar nerve throughout its course in the field, until the interosseous artery is encountered, achieving an average pedicle length of 10 centimeters. The vascular pedicle consists of an artery and two vena comitatantes. Occasionally, these two will join to allow a single venous anastomosis. Here, we see the ulnar artery lying with the ulnar nerve. The interosseous artery takeoff from the ulnar artery serves as the proximal limit of pedicle dissection. The ulnar fasciocutaneous free tissue transfer has many of the ideal characteristics necessary to reconstruct composite soft tissue defects. It is supple, moldable in 3 dimensions, thin, easily harvested, and anatomically reliable. Successful harvest, however, requires an understanding of the deep muscles of the forearm, the proximity of the ulnar nerve with the pedicle, and respect for the thin septum containing the perforators to this flap.